Morning. It's Tuesday, April 5th, and there's shootings all over this country. I read this morning about 5 different shootings around the country. You know, in Sacramento, 6 people were killed. But I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about all the killing in the country. I don't want to talk about all the dead people lying in the streets of the Ukraine with their hands tied behind their back and shot and buried in mass graves. Those are all terrible things, and we can't do a damn thing about it. We're trying and trying and trying. We can't end this stupid war in Ukraine. I want to talk about something good that's happening. I want to talk about Susan Collins, the senator from Maine, who has announced that she is going to vote yes, Katenji Brown Jackson to become the next Supreme Court justice. And that has angered the Republican Party. But Susan Collins has been known to do these things in the past. She has taken positions in the past that are contrary to the positions that the Republicans would like her to take. So this is not unusual. In fact, sometimes she has actually taken certain positions, but then when the vote was called, she didn't follow through. But I believe this time she's going to follow through. I saw a very nice picture of her with Katenji Brown. Both of them were smiling. That was a good sign. And maybe even if Collins does this, maybe Murkowski from Alaska will do the same thing. But I think it's a great thing that somebody has stepped forward and voted their conscience, not the party line. Because I can't imagine that all of the people who sat in that committee room and questioned Katenji Brown's integrity and challenged her over some falsehoods that arose from child porn cases. Half of these guys who are questioning her don't have the authority, don't have the ability, don't have the knowledge, haven't sat in a courtroom and had to deal with that. So how can they challenge her decision? It's a made-up controversy. You got a guy like Lindsey Graham running around and telling his associates, do it, stick on this thing, challenge her all about child pornography. And the sentences that she dealt out. Well, she dealt those sentences out according to the law. She's not making up the law. It all depends on the prosecution, too. How good is their case, right? And what if somebody's a youthful offender or something like that? You know, there's got to be some leeway that judges do. And not every judge is smart enough. We have seen judges that are terrible. There are some terrible judges in this country that do things that are inappropriate. She didn't do anything inappropriate. And they're only challenging her because she's a Democratic. This has nothing to do with her qualifications. This only has to do with the fact that President Biden appointed her. I am sure that if it was a Republican who appointed her, she'd fly through the process, right? Just like Amy Coney Barrett flew through the process. And I can tell you from these scenes that I have seen of both of these women, I think Katenji Brown Jackson is better qualified for the court than Amy Coney Barrett. But in any event, that's my own opinion, and there really wasn't that big a hullabaloo about Coney Barrett. The only thing against her was the way she was pushed through in 30 days because they didn't want to get involved if somebody other than Trump won the presidential election. And you remember what happened to Merrick Garland. He was appointed by Obama with 8 months to go, but they never brought a vote on him. It's a strange thing that a man like Mitch McConnell has all that power. Mitch McConnell, as I have said many, many times, is the most evil man in the government. And a couple of weeks ago, he did not say how he was going to vote on Katenji Brown Jackson. But a few days ago, he said he's voting no. He's voting no. He's not voting no because she's bad or anything. He's voting no because she was appointed by a Democratic president. And in Mitch McConnell's eyes, that can't happen. You can't allow a presidential appointee who's not a Republican president anything to go through the Senate with him in charge. It never happened. So the good news, that's the good news. The good news is probably on Thursday, with Susan Collins' vote, Katenji Brown Jackson will be the next Supreme Court Justice. And that won't make much difference because Breyer is retiring, and that's why she's being appointed. And so the court will still be 6-3 on the conservative side. And it's an unbalanced court in my mind. A very difficult court to overcome. And there are many, many cases that are sitting there on the edge. So we're going to see what happens with this new Supreme Court and whether this drives this country further into the doldrums. But I didn't get here to call this morning to talk about the bad side of this thing. Let's be happy that Katenji Brown Jackson will be on that court. And let's be happy that there may be some people on that court who wake up and realize that there's important business to do, and overturning Roe versus Wade is not that important. There's more important things to do. And the ridiculous abortion laws that are being passed in these states around this country, violating the rights of women. Let's hope that saner people will be able to correct those actions. And so I'm going to leave you with all of that this morning because I got to get on with my day here. I got to finish my taxes. Go to see the tax accountant this morning. So have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.